Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Today, I'm going to be ranking every single Black Ops 3 Zombies map. Now, this is not including the 8 remasters that are in the Zombie Chronicle DLC, not including those, just the main 6 maps from Shadows of Evil all the way down to Revelations. Let's get right on into it. But right before we do anything, remember to go down there and subscribe to the channel and leave a like, and also go check out my brother's channel because he just made one. The link is in the description, but let's actually get into this list. Now, in 5th place, coming in last, is going to be Zetsubou No Shima, DLC 2. Now, before you guys come after me, and actually, not many people are going to come after me because this map isn't loved by a ton of people, but I think we can all understand on why it's not our favorite and probably the worst in this game. Now, this map is great, it's fun, and I have a good time playing this after I get past, legitimately upwards of 45-minute setup process. Getting the KT4 is difficult. Getting to Pack-a-Punch is difficult. The KT4, to get it, it's not that hard, but the upgrade, it is atrocious to upgrade. It's so difficult. Yeah, there are some cool things like becoming a spider and stuff, but not many people are going to do that, and it's only open to the people that are going to. This map is great, and there aren't a ton of negative things I can say about this. This map used to be hated a lot more, but it aged like the finest of wine and just kind of grew on people. Now, I will say the worst qualities of this map are the atrocious setup process, upgrading the KT4, even getting power is a hard thing to do. The Thrashers are annoying. There's a lot of tight quarters on this map, but besides, some of those things, it's overall great. The design of it is beautiful. We hadn't really seen, a lush map like this since we got, Shangri-La. That's the last time that we kind of saw a map that was full of this kind of life in green. But there are a lot of cool places. There are some good training spots. The Easter egg is interesting. The story is fun. You have the marshals on this map, which are super, super cool. A super strong weapon that I absolutely love using. You also have the KT4. Yeah, it is extremely hard to upgrade. Getting it's not too hard, but upgrading it is a pain in the butt. But it is super cool once you get it. It's kind of like this liquefier, but it's a bit easier to use in this liquefier, but it's not as good as this liquefier, if that makes sense. But it is still an interesting wonder weapon, and it's pretty unique. The map design is pretty good. Yeah, there are some tight spaces, but that is needed for some maps. Overall, it's pretty open. It's very full, with content kind of packed into the whole thing. The Thrashers are annoying, and the setup process is bad. Getting Pack-a-Punch, even like simple things like turning on power, can be a difficult process. And honestly, if you're not running any types of gobblegums, you can be spending a long time trying to get this whole thing done with the right water buckets and all of that. But again, what is there to be said that has been said already? It has aged very, very well, and those are kind of the most negative things towards it. The rest of the stuff, like I said some of the negatives, some of the positives, and honestly, I don't really know what else to say about this map. We love it for what it is, but out of all the maps, I don't often find myself going to play Zetsubou, and honestly, I'd probably place it overall as a map in the B tier, just because you gotta have a good setup process. Yeah, even once you learn it, like Origins is hard, but once you learn it and you can get your staff, get the parts of the shield and the Maxis drone, you're good. This doesn't have that. So next up is Revelations, and yes, I have changed my mind. I had this at my third best map of all time, and I had it above Shadows. Shadows of Evil is now above this, and not because I necessarily personally like Shadows more, but I can appreciate and I can say that Shadows of Evil is a better overall map. Now, I love Revelations so much. It's the most beautiful looking zombies map. You are surrounded by these islands in this beautiful skybox, and each island is a combination of their own maps. You have Origins, Mob of the Dead, then you have Shangri-La, Eisendrache, and a bit of Kino der Toten, and every single one of those maps all loop back up, connecting. All the teleporters connect to Nocturne Toten, where it all started, and the teleporters are obviously similar to stuff that we had other maps, like obviously from Shadows of Evil, so that's also a bit of Shadows of Evil kind of thrown in there and stuff like that, and it's just overall amazing. All these old maps link up to something that, is where we started, and I think there's something to be said about that, and I think everyone always wants to go and say how that's just, reusing stuff, and how this map is just like a recycling bin, and everything has just been put into gone through a garbage disposal, and it's spat out, and what we got is Revelations. But I don't think that's true, and I think this, this map kind of ended this game so perfectly because of that. I think it's hard to argue and say this map is not fun. Yes, it's a recycling bin, but recycling isn't trash. You put stuff into recycle and it comes out better than it was before, and that's what kind of happened with a lot of this stuff. Revelations is amazing. You have so many OP stuff. Yes, the specialists, the wonder weapons, everything but spawn and inside the apothecan's belly is reused, but it's still an amazing map, and I go more in depth into this and in some other videos, and again, I feel like I've said everything there needs to be said. It's reused and recycled, but the way they do it, the way that they combined it is so amazing. You know, you cannot really find another reused or reimagined map that was as good as this one. Any other remake, whether it's on Black Ops 4, always came out just kind of mid, but this one was able to take all of that stuff and put it into one thing. And this was more special before we got Chronicles, but even after we got Chronicles, it was still amazing. And I'd love to see something like this happen again in the future. Let's get on to number 3. Now, at number 3 is going to be Shadows of Evil. And once again, what is there bad to say about this? You know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, we're literally just like comparing peak to peak. You're comparing greatness to greatness, perfection to perfection. And honestly, it's hard to rank things when everything is this good. This map has the main central area, and then it's split off into the 4 different quadrants for each of the different characters that you play as. And you have to kind of complete their task thing based on whatever, you know, crime they committed. And that will eventually open up to Pack-a-Punch. Pack-a-Punch is super cool. It's basically like the map upside down. You're in this kind of Lovecrafty horror kind of vibe type thing throughout this map, and overall it's just amazing. The atmosphere is amazing. The wonder weapon, the Apothecan Servant, is probably the best wonder weapon of all time if it wasn't for ammo, but with alchemical antithesis and cashback, you basically just completely negate this problem and throw it out the window, because there is no problem when you have unlimited ammo, which is what alchemical antithesis does. I do not think there is a better laid out map than this one. This might have the best map design of all time. And yeah, it's pretty simple. It's just the different things that are split up. But the way that they do it is so amazing. This map is huge. Plus you have that massive, you know, train kind of thing that goes through the air and takes you over to the other maps, which no other map has ever had something like this. And I don't think we're getting anything like this anytime soon at all. From the characters to the story to the map design, everything on this is literally just perfection. The wonder weapon's amazing, map layout amazing, atmosphere, yeah, the characters, of course. I mean, there's nothing that this map doesn't absolutely smash on. Great places to camp, great places to train. Pack-a-Punch it's a difficult process. Not to mention the new specialist weapon, the Apothecan Sword. You wield an alien-like sword and you just blast through everything. It's insane. I mean, there's nothing that even kind of comes close to this. The other specialists are good, but are they as cool? No. And are they as unique? Not really. The Ragnaroks were just in multiplayer, but this is insane. This thing's at a whole new level, and there's a reason why this is so many people's favorite map of all time. And there are probably only 2 maps of all time that top it, and it's the other 2 maps in this game. So let's talk for a second about those. Now, Grod Krov is the absolute opposite of what we just talked about. It's not tedious. It doesn't take a long time to do. You know, there's not a ton of stuff to get done in this map. I mean, think. This is basically a classic zombies map in modern form. The wonder weapon is a ray gun that you pull out of the mystery box. To upgrade it, you just put it into the Pack-a-Punch. To get the Pack-a-Punch, you link 3 things, just like how you link 3 teleporters. There's no upgrade process, there's no quest to get it. The Pack-a-Punch is super easy to get. Yeah, and there are more complicated things to do on this map if you want to. There's the specialist, getting the gauntlet, getting the dragon strike, getting the little baby dragon that sits on your arm. There are things to do, more complicated stuff to do if you want to do that. We're looking at a classic style zombie map on a more updated and better engine. And I know people have made those comparisons before, but they're not wrong, and it's what makes this map so amazing. And I haven't even talked about the amazing atmosphere that this map has laid out for us. We're in war-torn Stalingrad. The city is blown to bits. There are dragons flying around. They're breathing fire everywhere. The whole thing is dragon themed with the dragon strike, the dragon specialist, the dragon shield. The dragon's actually on the map. There are tons of dead ones, and we're going to save Nikolai from his other self. There's the crazy boss fight. We fight him in his giant mech suit. There's nothing on this map that isn't amazing. You can camp, you can train. The map is perfectly laid out. You don't have to do stupid quests to go get your wonder weapon. It's in the box. You use the box to upgrade it, but then there are also those other things that you can go out of your way. The Grod Krov Easter egg is one of the most complex ones, but it's also one of the coolest ones. It probably has one of the best boss fights, so it's definitely, worth doing. So the whole map isn't simple because we also have a ton of this extra content that we can go on and do. But if you don't want to do that, this is probably the most simple map in this game. And it's honestly probably more simple than some of the Black Ops 2 maps as well. This is probably my most played Black Ops 3 Zombies maps. It's not my favorite. The number one on this list is going to be my favorite, but I can agree that this is the perfect blend between hardcore players and casual players, and it's just amazing. But let's get on to number one. So at the number one spot is, you guys probably all could have guessed it, it's the Eisendrache. This is not only the greatest, map in this game, but it's also the greatest map in the series and probably the greatest piece of add-on content we've ever gotten. Atmosphere, yeah, I mean, it's snowy, it's harsh, it's cold, it's nighttime, there's all these stars in the sky, but it also has that dark complexion throughout it. It's amazing. The location, yeah, you're in an Austrian Alps castle. It has covered in rubble. There's all these experiments going on and all these German things and, cars that are all around the place that are tipped over and on fire. The whole place is amazing. There's these dragon heads that are around the map that obviously you light them up and you get the wonder weapon, which has 4 more elemental wonder weapons. So atmosphere, we got it. Map design, we got it. Wonder weapons, it's amazing. The specialist, it is pulled out of the multiplayer, but that is super cool. I mean, I guarantee that they had this thing for zombies in the idea when they were making these for the multiplayer. The shield, yeah, super sick. It's an amazing shield. There's tons of places to train. There's tons of places to camp, and the wonder weapons go along with that. The wolf bow acts like a thunder gun. You pull it back, pull the trigger, and everything in front of you goes blasting away. It's great for camping. The lightning bow, you sit in a corner and you just fire it. And then the fire bow and the void bow kind of do a mixture of both. You kind of do it either you want. And they each have their own quest to upgrade. And each of them, they're not too hard, yet the fire bow and the void can kind of be a pain. But the wolf bow is actually pretty simple to get. And the lightning bow is kind of that middle ground. But overall, none of them are crazy to get. And you can have them all before the Panzer comes in, much before that. You can have these things by like wave 8. Honestly, the wolf bow and the lightning bow you can have by wave like 7 if you really try. And this map is just literally perfection, and the story to go along with it is amazing too. I don't love the zombies, not that I don't like it, I just don't pay attention to the zombie storyline that much, but obviously it does have some significance, and I want to know what I'm doing and why I'm at a certain location. The map layout isn't like, a Revelations or a Shadows of Evil. It's not split up into different quadrants, which I think makes it work. A lot of these maps, it will be a central area that will split off into different places. There are different places that you can go depending on what doors you open, but this doesn't have that. Each of the places are kind of more opened up, and it doesn't really matter which way you go, because they're all going to meet in that central place. Yeah, there is a central place. It's where the second dragon head is, but there's tons of other places you can go and tons of viable camping spots. Not only that, this map is great for co-op, which I don't care about a ton, but I know a lot of people do. But yeah, this is the majority of people's favorite maps. This Origins pretty much kind of covers like 50, just 70% of the community on their favorite map. This is beloved by everyone. It's been great since it came out, and it has just gotten better. Make sure you go to subscribe to the channel, and also click here if you want to see my top 10 zombie video ever. This is just my top 10 maps. It's amazing. Go watch it. Spend a lot of work on that. And then click here if you want to look at my channel, and you can just go look at all my different zombies video and maybe some other content that I have posted up. And remember to go down there in the description and the first pinned comment to see my brother's channel. He posts a ton of game reaction videos and kind of update you on anything that's coming new to the world in gaming universe. But I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out. And remember to go subscribe and like, because I don't want to work till I'm 70.